Okay, this is DragonofEternity and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, patch 7.0 MSQ, or Main Scenario Questline, or Main Story Questline. In the last video, we started helping Kona find his sister, cause Wuk Lamat got kidnapped. In this video, seeing as this is the Evercorn quest, we are hopefully rescuing Wuk Lamat this video. Right, Kona is nervously awaiting the call from Thancred. Thancred must know something by now. You found her? Understood. Thank you. I had but to invoke his name. Thancred followed the Hobbygo's boat to its destination, confirmed they are indeed holding my sister captive. They, of course, being Bakul Jaja and his minions. I swear, I will make them regret this. Lameti is in Rich Leaf Tunnels. The moment the harness is repaired, we strap in Punti and make our way down Urqopacaha. Is that going to be a dungeon? It's a trial. Oh, it's a solo duty. Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
Thancred. The third promise is up ahead. She's unharmed, but we best not dally.
I might as well just mute until the action happens. If it happens.
I spit on these pathetic feats. Far more satisfying to claim their baubles by force.
Give it back! Fortune poured his everything into that stone. You've no right to touch it.
Oh, was that the name of your artisan? How could you allow something so precious to be stolen?
You thieving cheat! You're no true claimant!
What does that make the foolish kitty who fell into my trap? If pitiful roars were all it took to claim the throne, you'd be first in line.
Now, brother. You shouldn't tease her. Look, the poor thing's on the verge of tears. Meow. Someone save me! Who did that?
His scales are as thick as his skulls.
Coward! You dare ambush me?
'Tis the blessed Sibling's favorite tactic.
That useless Buddha was psychopath. He was supposed to keep the lackeys running in circles.
Oh, you must tell me all about that.
Careful now. You wouldn't want to hit her hostage.
That one's not to be underestimated.
Ha! They can do nothing while we have.
Impeccable timing.
Amachi, are you all right?
Aye, thanks to you.
These weaklings think they can defy us? We'll slaughter the lot of them!
Patience, brother. The keystone is ours. There is no need to fight this day. And Zoralja has left us hurting.
No! I won't stop until I gut these maggots and feed them their entrails!
Why are we using the Tesline music?
If we fall here, we feign our siblings for nothing. Is that what you want?
No, brother. Break off! We retreat!
Wait! Damn you, Urqopacaha!
Do we give chase?
We head back. Amachi is safe. And that is what matters.
I was hoping this bit was voiced. I am glad to see you unharmed, Lamiti. Thanks again for coming to my rescue, Kona. And all of you, too. Urqopacaha must be desperate indeed to resort to such aggressive tactics. I shouldn't have been so careless. I underestimated him, and it cost me a keystone. 410 upended his life so that I could accomplish the Moblin's feat. He believed in me, believed in my cause, and I've let him down. Don't suppose we could ask for another one. The contest isn't over yet, so we take back what was stolen. We won't let Urqopacaha get away with this. So we take back what was stolen. Yes, we'll do exactly that. Next time I meet that brute, I'll knock him straight on his scaly behind and take back my keystone. Speaking of engines, didn't Urqopacaha curse some useless Bunewa sycophant when he caught sight of us? A reference to Sariel Jah, I would assume. He is devoted to our brother, and is the only Bunewa I know of participating in the rite of succession. Sariel Jah was somehow involved in this. I will never forgive him for putting our sister in danger. He will have forfeited his right to be called brother. Oh, embarrassing, brother. And the geek pose. Ahem. Bakul Jar Jar should face punishment, of course. But so must the bandits who had the temerity to abduct Lamiti. Dog's in. You alright, buddy? Hey, jumping on the bed. Alright. I shall request La Father send a contingent of Landsguard to enforce the law in this region. I agree that measures need to be taken to keep travelers safe. Why don't these two just rule together? You know, not romantically, just rule together. But I wonder what pushed these people towards a life of banditry in the first place. If we dig deeper, we might find a way to improve things for everyone. Everyone's so HD now. There's something to think about. For now, however, the ride continues. I thank you all for your help. I need to shut that door then. If the dog's in, I can just close it. Right, what are you saying? We should be moving on as well. Are you feeling fit to travel, Wuk Lamat? You bet I am. Zawal Jar's gained a good head start, and it's time we clawed back some lost ground. Though they share a single body, it's obvious Bakul Jar Jar has two minds when you see one head calling the other head down. His personalities are as distinct as two individuals could be. We'll need to take that keystone back from Bakul Jar Jar before we arrive at the City of Gold. He will not relinquish it without a fight, though. Oh, I'm going to enjoy kicking his ass. Gone is the picture of composure and rationality, except when it comes to matters concerning Wuk Lamat's safety. Far be it from me to fault a brother for being protective, but still. The Wuk Lamat I once knew would have been inconsolable at the loss of a keystone. This journey and your companionship is doing her a world of good. I'm really sorry this happened. From now on, I won't let my guard down around suspicious strangers. And again, I do appreciate you all coming to save me. Now, if I had all the ether currents, this would be the point where I could fly. But I haven't. History's keepers. Time for the giants. Wuk Lamat has her sights set on the Yak'tel village. Banana Pons cake. Royal toast. Thick sliced bread soaked in a batter of whisked egg and milk. Pan fried until fluffy. And served with a generous drizzle of maple syrup. That sounds delicious. Now I want that. The road beckons, friends. Let's be on our way to the Yak'tel. Please tell me that name is voiced somewhere, so I can know how to properly pronounce it. Then it's back to where the path through the mountains begins. You remember the spot where you were tricked into walking off with Urqopacaha? Just going to rub my face in it like that, eh? I wonder if he's raising my hackles on purpose, though. You know, trying to keep my anger directed at him instead of myself. Either way, we can't be standing around here all day. We have a lot of lost time to make up for. Alright, so all the way over there and then just into the next zone. And I will sort out flying in this area in my off time. Right, finally, a new zone. Well, technically it's the second half of a zone I've already been in, but... hey, it's new. How much longer do we have on these? They've been reset. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so unlock flying. Get the riding map. And... yeah, that can be off time with the Dragoon. So old Jaw will not have been wasting time when we were busy tussling with Bakul Jaja. We need to hurry. Those bandits must have been watching us from the moment we stepped off the riverboat. I knew I felt eyes on us. Anvil said this path will take us all the way to the Urqopacaha Highlands, didn't he? Speaking of which, where is he? I couldn't leave without letting Reddy Rock know what happened, so I stopped in Earthenshire to say a few words before moving on. Could you give you another keystone? And now Ernville's nowhere to be seen. Couldn't he wait a few more moments? So much for giving him the benefit of the doubt. Come on, let's catch up. I want to give that smug gleaner a piece of my mind. I worried Wuk Lamat would agonize over the loss of a keystone, but it seems I had nothing to be concerned about. Onwards and upwards, then. Literally. We must go heavensward. I can't see the mountains in the background, can I? Nah. Oh. Okay. Okay, no preference. Wait, no fancy cutscene about coming here again? No? Alright. You have to be quite high up by now, which makes me wonder how much higher the summit of Urqopacaha must be. Very. Seems those buildings up ahead are the village we're headed for. I've never climbed so high before. I'll tell Erenville off once I catch my breath. The Yokhui have a deep connection to the legend of the Golden City. This visit will allow us to ask them about it directly. Hi, Aaron. As I'm sure you've noticed, the air grows thin at this elevation. Take it slow until your body adjusts. Deep breaths, drink plenty of water. A few more steps, and we'll be in Warlord's Echo. Please tell me how to pronounce that too. That's the 93. It's the only teleport here. Alright. New location. Speaking of which, yeah, it's now level 93. Alright, that's another 10% of the story knocked off, I hope. Probably not. Oh, there's gonna be a card for you guys, isn't there? Totally is. Alright, party check. I knew the path led here, but I've never set foot in this village myself. Everything here is giant size, but that structure in the back is on a different scale altogether. A temple of some kind, mayhap? Chilly air, stout stone construction, if I squint a bit. I might think I was an Ishgard for a moment. Thank the gods they have an Aetheryte. I don't fancy the idea of trudging up the mountain trail a second time. Finally, someone with reason. Phew, I think I'm getting used to the air up here. So this is the place from the layer proof where Papa met with the Yokhui. Please tell me how to pronounce it, please. And that must be them. I don't think I've ever actually seen one outside of a picture. So it is for most Torelli. The giants rarely visit the lowlands. Here, in their mountain fastness, they tend to the solemn duty they pledge to undertake in their pact with the Dawn Servant, which is to watch over the Tiral Vidral Valigomanda and maintain its prison within their temple. Oh boy. Ah yes, Wuk Lamat told us about the Tiral Vidral, creatures that live for far longer than normal and awaken to strange powers. Just like the Four Lords. Indeed, yet even among those anomalies, Valigomanda is unrivaled in strength. It has endured for centuries, bringing catastrophe each time it emerges from its lair. That really is just auspice ladders giving it up to rage, hasn't it? Or the Magatama. Uh-huh. As you learned in the Lay of Ice, it was Galul Jajar who had last managed to imprison the beast, and it has lain dormant in the temple ever since. It is said the building still bears a gaping hole in its ceiling from when Valigomanda was lured inside by Galul Jajar's final ploy. I'd like to see the strongest of all Tiral Vidral. I wonder what it was like to fight it. Something tells me we'll find out. Warlord's Echo was where both the Lay of Proof and the Lay of Ice took place. Does this not suggest we'll be facing 2 feats this time? That's a question we can ask the Elector once we find him. Or maybe we should flush out Bakul Jajar first so I can beat my keystone out of him. Identifying the Dawn Servant's Elector should be our priority. Let's find that thieving sheet. I mean, we can get it when he goes to the final location. There's no rush. I suppose we still do have 4 keystones to earn, and no matter what we do, the contest will pit us against him sooner or later. Alright, let's seek out the Elector. Then I suggest we pay a visit to Kariorzar the Gracious, or so the temple is called. The Moblins taught me that High Luminary Gerfurler is said to be found there. What kind of noise does my throat make when making that name? If we were to ask someone for information, then he seems a wise choice. It seems to go around there. Speak with Wuk Lamat again. Alright. Is it taboo to request entrance to the temple, you think? Oh. We'll need permission to enter the temple, but I expect it won't be a problem for the third promise. While this is certainly an impressive building, it doesn't seem the sort of structure one would build to hold a Tiral Vitral. The temple guards have been watching us most intently. One does not stroll freely into Valigomanda's prison, it seems. Let's see if I can convince the guards to let us through. I am Wuk Lamat, third promise of Tuliolal, and I seek your Elector for the right of succession. May I speak with Gerfurler? The High Luminary is granted admittance to the claimants. You may enter. Oh, that was easier than expected. There we go then. Right, please be voiced. I'd like to finish off my lunch. Gods, is that? Aye. Valigarmanda. Huh. Welcome. High Luminary Gerfeller? He is not here at present. I am Luminary Zimmerer. This is the Sky Ruin of Valigarmanda? It is. The Taral Vidral, whose name has evoked terror since time immemorial. Even my people, once conquerors of all beneath the sun, were as brittle leaves before Valigarmanda's tempestuous power. When the Sky Ruin descended upon Urqopacaha 8 decades ago, the casualties were staggering. Had Gulal Jaja and his companions not intervened, we would have been slaughtered to the last. A titanic battle with Valigarmanda raged for 10 days and 10 nights. A dark-skinned bun. That is Erenville's mother. Or master. Or both. It has to be. Uh-huh. I'm calling it. That's Erenville's mother. The titanic battle of Valigarmanda raged for 10 days and 10 nights. As their foe fought on, tireless and relentless, our heroes were pushed beyond the limits of their endurance. First, at the head of reason, concoct a desperate plan. Gulal Jajar tricked the Sky Ruin into losing control of its own ice magics, causing the enwritting Taral Vidral to encase itself in frozen ether. How do you do that? And it's been like this ever since. Nice work, Papa. But what happens if the ice ever melts? The same question looms large in our minds, for the magic sustaining this prison grow weaker with each passing year. We blame global warming. Valigarmanda commands powers of fire and lightning and ice. Some believe that the violence of the recent storm was the result of those energies slipping free. Uh-oh. That raging tempest? From Valigarmanda? Setting future worries aside, you are come to attempt the feat of proof, yes? The High Luminary, chosen Elector of the Dawn Servant, has left me with instructions for all inspiring claimants. You are to scour our forbidding mountains and find the waiting Gerfeller. That is to be your challenge. Ah, so the search itself is the feat. You've already spoken with my brothers, I take it. I have. The expeditions are underway. Then we better pick up the pace. Aye, but we'll need a direction to search in first. Let's see what hints we can gather from the villagers. As large as the Yokhui are, seeking blindly for one in the expanse of these mountains would be an exercise in folly or futility. We need more info. Taral Vidral sound awful lot like the auspices of the Far East. Are they the same thing under a different name, do you think? Probably. I sense the recent expulsion of a great deal of ether from Valigarmanda's prison. The ice will hold for but a few more years, I fear. I've encountered many extraordinary creatures in Eorzea and elsewhere, but long has it been since I've felt such an overwhelming presence, like 1,000 dagger points prickling in my skin. God, Valigarmanda is enormous. I know Papa had friends with him, but it's incredible he could hold his own against that thing. Should its prison ever fail, though, we can't expect the old guard to come running. It'll be us to save the day. be up to us even. Ah, royal toast. Eggy toast sounds amazing. Now I'm craving bloody eggy toast. Damn it. If we want to pass this feat, it looks like we'll need... It looks like we've got more climbing ahead of us. The Feat of Proof. Alpha No would share his strategy for information gathering. As we've just been informed, the Feat of Proof requires us to seek the High Luminary Gerfaler somewhere upon these mountains. However, if earlier feats are any indication, we must assume the challenge precludes the Yok Hui from answering our questions in a straightforward manner. Thus, I would ask that you pay close attention when attempting to divine Gerfaler's whereabouts. While the giants may not give us a precise location, there may be clues hidden within their words. Such is my theory. Anyway, let's see what we can discover. Alright. Yogobor. Or Yogor. The High Luminary? No, I've not seen him today. Now let me ask you a question. That's a Baral who came out of the temple earlier. Was that really the third promise? She seems rather unimposing. How is she meant to succeed the mighty Gulul Jaja? Well, that's a good question. Let's see, over here then? Zerfilar. Asking after the High Luminary as well, are you? I know not where to find him, but I do hope you have the opportunity to speak together. He's a great man, with a deep reverence for our traditions. These glyphs we carve for one. He affords them as much value as any treasure we possess. They are records of lives lived. Your arrival too, I will etch into the stone, that the story of our meeting may endure for untold turnings of the sun. If you are curious about our ways, then I bid you visit Proof, to the northwest of here. It is one of our grave sites. Uh-oh. So I guess that's why that's called Sorrow. Aye. And Zerborlor. Atuliolan? No, you're not. You're from farther away from that, I think. As for the High Luminary, I can only guess where he might be. He is a ward of the Sky Ruin, but also a keeper of the sepulchres, and his duties often take him outside the village. Alright, sepulchres then. So he's tending the graves, I think. Wait at the designated location. Okie dokie. First things first, was anyone able to coax forth a definite location for the High Luminary? We know he likes sepulchres. And he's got duty at the gravestones. As expected, what then of clues or other hints that might point us in the right direction? I heard that in addition to his usual duties, Gerfaler is also charged with keeping the graves. As did I, the Yok Hui's sepulchres appear to hold a great significance in their culture. But would it be appropriate for us outsiders to enter into their burial grounds? Ah, don't worry about it. Proof, you say? And he encouraged you to visit this place yourself? Then let's go and take a look. Even if we don't find Gerfaler there, it will give us the chance to learn more about the Yok Hui. The gravesite is somewhere northwest of here. Well, we can leave from that side of the village for a start, shall we? Aye, aye. Ugh. It's a long way down. The others are gone ahead to Proof, following the trail west. There are sharp drops everywhere, so we're all moving at our own pace. Some of us are not built for craggy terrain. I thought to get my bearings from up here first so I don't stumble off a cliff. Why don't we try catching up to Erenville? He should be able to point you in the right direction. Alright. Oh, someone already has flying. Yeah, there's a lot to explore around here, isn't there? It kind of reminds me of, what's that place in the first? Ilspod? No, not Ilspod. Northrant. Kind of reminds me of the upper half of Calusia. Ironville. Take a look at this crater. There is no wood, no trees, not even dried grass. And yet the ground still burns. That's called a volcanic eruption. This must be one of the scars left by Valigomander's rampage, as told by the saga. The sky ruins fires are described as eternal. Flames that can be quenched by neither storm nor time. And here I thought it a literary embellishment. That'd make for amazing cult then. But now I've lost sight of Wuk Lamat. Proof is northwest along the main road, so hopefully she's still heading the right way. You've let her off on her own again after what happened last time? Really? I haven't seen Alce or Alpha, no, have I? This is kind of remind me of Mount Gagazet from 10. Patient Gravekeeper. Ah, you've come. Wuk Lamat wins again. Looks like everyone is here now, so... Greetings, friend. Are you Gerfeler? No, I am not. The High Luminary did, however, task me with providing a lesson on sulkers to those who came in search of him. Oh, so we were meant to find our way here after all. Are you to tell us who is buried here? No one is buried, here in the sense you mean. When a body has served its purpose, we consign it to the flames, then scatter its ashes across the peaks. That's how many Asian plots we could have not dealt with if we did the same. Moreover, we do not conceive of death as others do. For us, a person does not die when their heart ceases to beat, but only when they are no longer born in the hearts of all who know them. This is why we build our sepulchres before age or mishap claims us, that we might etch ourselves into the living chronicle for all eternity. This grave belongs to a good friend. His mortal vessel ended its journey some years ago, but he lives within me, even now. Up there stands my own sepulchre. As long as it exists, so too will I. I will endure in the hearts of those who read my grave glyphs, in the same manner my friend does in mine. Has it always been thus for your people, this conception of existence and death? Please don't give me an existential crisis this episode. Continue along this path to the inedible passage. Behold the history upon its walls, and you may find the answers to your questions. He doesn't want to answer, eh? Then that's what we'll do. Your traditions are fascinating, and I'd love to know more. I thank you for allowing me to share them, and in doing so, I will remain in your hearts also. Alright. There's a fate in the graveyard. Guys, stop already. Alright. Can I get a little section there? There we go. Lovely. Ooh, a lake. Indelible passage. I get the feeling they were expecting us. Look at these splendid murals. They appear to depict 4 different scenes. Ow. I've never spoken for Yak'tel before, and had no idea they held such a philosophy on life and death. I've been waiting for you. Alright, please be voiced. Nope. Hello! A fellow we met at Proof suggested we come here. Yes, the High Luminary commanded that I watch for your arrival. As the chroniclers of our people, it has ever been my family's duty to pass on the teachings of the murals from generation to generation. They really are magnificent, and together they tell the tale of your people's history. They are the events which shaped us. I would share them with you ere you continue on your way. Please, we would love to hear all about it. Then I will begin. This first mural depicts a time more than 1100 years ago, an age of great prosperity for the Yak'tel. Blessed with size and strength unmatched by other peoples, our ancestors marched forth and brought much of Yak'tel under their dominion. Then, when all before them had been conquered, they turned their gaze northwards, seeking to expand their territory and power. Here we see the expedition to Yak'tel. Unable to cross the strait by ship, our forefathers set to building a bridge to the northern lands, a great labour which consumed the greater part of a century. Zogor the Boundless. We still make use of that bridge in Tulial for travel. I can't imagine the patience and dedication it took to complete a work of that scale. But I've never heard of any Yak'tel living in Yak'tel. What happened to the ones who went north? Look upon this next mural and behold the answer. The scene suggests that many giants perished at once. What manner of enemy could have repelled their invasion? A foe unnamed and unseen. When the expedition pushed forth into yak'tel those 1,000 years ago, its soldiers were felled by disease. Some terrible illness? No virulent plague or newly arisen blight. For the local Tonawata and Chitona, it was but a mild affliction of the sort that comes with the turning of the seasons. The common cold. What manifested for them as slight fevers and coughs, however, proved deadly to our people. Out of every 10 Yokhui who joined that northern campaign, 9 succumbed to the infection. Those who survived continue to suffer, finding it difficult to sire offspring. I've heard of this before. Lacking an inherited resistance, visitors to distant lands can fall deathly ill to diseases a local might shrug off, like poo-poo. These events have also given rise to the practice of cremation, or even burial of mortal remains. The final mural depicts the return of our grieving brethren to Urqopacaha. The reason they first left, why they had fought so long and pushed so far, was to ensure peace for our homeland. This understanding began in ancient times, when our forebears learnt they shared the continent with people unlike to us in appearance or custom. They feared invasion was inevitable. Golemold! Rather than meekly await their fate, they decided to strike the first blow. Yet, as they fought on and on, the old idea of peace drifted further and further away. This is just the firstborn's bloody story, isn't it? Only after the disaster in yak'tel and the withdrawal to the mountains did they come to understand. The peace we envisioned had been ours for the taking all along. It was here, in the place which birthed us. Here, in the stones upon which we recorded our days. Here, in this tranquil life, we had traded for conquest and conflict. When you do nothing but fight, it can blind you to what's right before your eyes. And so we return to the present. I trust you found this brief history of our people enlightening? I'm always glad to learn more about my fellow Tirali, how you have lived until now, and how you wish to live from now on. And I believe you are ready to proceed. The High Luminary bids you meet him upon the summit of Wuk. Is that the dungeon? I had a feeling we'd end up scaling that big old mountain. Well, it's a feat worthy of the name. Enjoy. Follow the trails south of here to begin your ascent, but be wary. Beyond the entryway, the mountainside is home to ferocious beasts, both mundane and otherwise. Well, keep that in mind. Thank you for the warning and the lesson. Yeah, this is going to be a dungeon and a trial, isn't it? Finally, we know where we're going. To the top of Wuk. Speak with Alice. Alright. I'm just going to go this way. There's clearly something here. La Torto. Alright. That's a claw mock, isn't it? Looks like it. If I had known we'd be climbing Wuk, I might not have raced up and down all those trails. My feet are killing me. This thin mountain air is going to be the death of me. What? How long have you been standing there? I was just taking in the scenery is all. Come on, we don't want to fall too far behind Alphino and the others. Let's go. Jibanyan. What the hell are those? Flint. Alright. And there's the turn in. And there's probably also the dungeon entrance. Walker Zummer. Yep. I fear I won't be of much use to you as a guide past this point, even in Tulioal. There was precious little written about the sacred peak of Urqopacaha, beyond whimsical poetry, that is. I cast a rejuvenating spell on Wuk Lamat. Even our indomitable third promise is feeling the strain of these slopes. The true size of a mountain is never more apparent from when you're standing right at its foot. Yeah. I hope we come across Bakul Jaja on our way to the summit. We still owe him for the troubles he caused us in kozama'uka. You remember how the chronicler was saying that the more they fought, the further away they moved from their idea of peace? It occurs to me that if Zoral Jar is attempting to feed a proof, then he will have heard that same lesson. I can only hope it's made him reconsider his own stance on educating people through war. The feeder proof. Complete. The High Luminary. That is the dungeon quest. Alright. I'm going to save that for next time then. So yeah, next time I go through another trust dungeon. Lovely. Lovely.